The following knife review is a knife loaned to me from my friends at whitemountainknives.com. When you're in the market for a good knife, make sure you check out whitemountainknives.com. They have excellent customer service, excellent prices, and very quick shipping. That's whitemountainknives.com. What you see before you is a pouch to the most expensive knife I've ever had to review or overview yet. It is the Reate Horizon D. Now, before we even get to the pouch, let me show you the box it came in. You want to talk about uneventful? This is the most expensive knife I ever checked out or reviewed, and this is the box it came in. Totally blank. But I guess their claim to fame is that it ships in a nice Reate pouch. So the knife is already out of the pouch, so let's take a look. It came in this plastic, right? You get, I guess, some washers and stuff, some screws. You get a little cleaning cloth, and as I said, you get this nice Reate pouch, nice lining, nylon. So let's get all this out of the way. Let's get to the main event. Let's get the plastic. Here is Reate, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, Horizon D titanium flipper. Now I've had this knife several days, I've been flipping it. This is a borrow. I can't cut with it, unfortunately. I'd love to just dig into something with this, but I can't. But we're going to go through the motions, compare it to other knives, talk about it, my thoughts on it, pricing. I haven't mentioned price yet, but let's give you the stats as I hold it open for you. So, the Reate Horizon D, overall length 8.75. The blade is a nice 3.75 inches. It's a stonewash finish. The steel is a BOHLER M390 steel with a hardness rating of 60 to 62. Drop point blade with a flat grind. The handle is made of titanium, as well as the clip, and I believe as well as the backspacer. The weight is a little confusing because some sites list the weight as 6.07 ounces and other sites list the weight as 5.7. So if you go in between both of those, you're looking at 5.75 to 6 ounces, give or take. So I got to get a scale. I have a scale, but the damn thing needs a square battery. But one of these days I want to get another scale and weigh these things. It has a ball bearing pivot, and it's made in China. So let's go over it. Some other things maybe I didn't mention. It's a frame lock. Has nice screws are anodized. The pocket clip is anodized, and the backspacer is anodized. Now I want to say right up front, in my opinion, this knife is absolutely gorgeous. Now the one thing I didn't mention in all the stats was the price, because I'm going to talk heavily about that. I'm going to tell you in a minute. Because if you're up on this knife, you obviously know the price, and if you're not up on it, I'm going to hit you with it now. This knife goes all day long for $390 to $400. Now, if you're a fan of my videos and you've heard me preach about my limit, I have yet in years gone over my $200 limit, and this is double that. So, to know from a standpoint, you know where I'm coming from. This is a person that's never bought a higher than a $200 limit knife, $200 price knife, checking out a $400 knife. Now, if I was a person that bought $1,000 knives, like some reviewers out there, they might not make a big deal about reviewing a $400 knife. I'm doing it from the perspective of somebody that thinks $150 to $200 is a lot to spend for a knife. I have been saying one of these days I might go up higher than 200, but I'm still been sticking to my guns for the longest time. But I gotta say, with that all said, this knife is absolutely gorgeous. Here it is in the hand. It opens and closes like a dream. So listen to that. I know every time I get a knife that I'm like, oh, the way this closes, the way this sounds, I mean, then I get on to the next one, oh, maybe this one's better. This has got to be up there with the best. Just, let's listen to that. Flips open like a dream. Now, the steel, let's put it down over here, is a BOHLER M390 steel. Now, M390 is classified as a super steel. Now, what is a super steel? You know, how does it differ than 440 or S30V or all the other steels out there? I did some homework on it, but I'm not going to get all technical because I could conceivably, you know, not me per se, but someone could conceivably talk about steels for the next hour, and still you'd be confused about all the different steels. But basically, there's an upper echelon of steels that's, you know, highly resistant to corrosion, keeps a good edge, all the things that you expect out of a blade, and M390 steel is one of those steels. Now, let me show you some comparisons, and the reason why I want to bring this one up, because this is a clone of the ZT0562, and the reason why I'm bringing this against it, not only for size comparison. Now, cosmetically, it is exactly the same as the ZT0562 carbon fiber M390, but I want to go by price comparison too. When this came out with the M390 steel, granted, not titanium scales, at least I don't think it had titanium scales, it had the carbon fiber, it came out at $240. Now, I think they had a short run of the M390 with this model, and then they went on to make it in a different steel, but $240 and $400. We'll just use $400 as a standard because $390, you know, is quasi $400. So now when I looked up other knives that are made of $390 steel, depending on the size of the blade, they all can range anywhere from mid 250s to mid 450s of production knives. Now, one knife that comes to mind that I've always had my eye on that I never bought is the Benchmade 761. It's also made of it's the same size length blade. It's made, you know, it's pretty similar, titanium scales. But that knife is $331 going everywhere, and it's also made in America. I don't know if I mentioned this up front. This knife is made in China. Reate is a Chinese company. It's not a knock. It's not a clone. It's their own company. But still, keep in mind, I know I've had some Kizers in the past. I'll put a link to the Kizers that I've done. I have like a playlist. You can check the Kizers that I know I've said in those videos. There are going to be some people that have a problem with spending $200 plus on a Chinese company made knife. Now keep in mind, this is the same thing, except this is $400. So let's do up some more measurings. I just showed you against the M390. What else could we do? Classic in its own right. Cold steel code 4. There it is against that. Since we're on the topic of cold steel, I recently reviewed the Finn Wolf. Pivot to pivot. And for you flashlight fans out there, I bought a flashlight to pair it against. This is the recently reviewed as well, the ThruNite TN4A. I'll have to hold that so it doesn't roll. There it is against that. So now, I've had this knife almost a week. Now, besides being busy, also was very tough for me to think how to advise you guys on whether this is a knife that you should go out and get. I love it. However, I've not cut with it. And I gotta say, again, this is just feeling the blade like this with your finger. It doesn't feel insanely sharp. I've had other knives where I've also done reviews and I've showed it to you, and you know, and I've said, oh my God, you can tell it feels super sharp. I mean, I could be wrong. This thing could slice through, maybe slice through steak like butter or whatever, however you want to put it. But it doesn't feel insanely sharp. But it is very good looking. It's very gorgeous. I wanted to say good looking and gorgeous at the same time. Here's the milling that's on the titanium scales. There's the lanyard hole. Let's see as you can see, it's an early lockup. Centering, as you would expect for a $400 knife, is dead on. Very beautiful knife, the attention to detail. Now I gotta admit, if I was somebody like, you know, I don't want to mention any names, there are a lot of reviewers out there that $400 knives are a joke. I would probably say go out and buy this, you know. It's tough for me to recommend a knife when I like it so much, but the price is what's bringing it down, and that it's the fact that some people might have a problem with it being made in China and not in America. So this is one of the toughest reviews I've had to do, hence, besides being busy, why I've been holding off on not doing this. Look at the attention to detail just in the clip. Look at that. Hopefully that's coming out. You can see how deep a clip it is. It's about right there. I mean, not too bad. No blade play either way. So, what are you getting for $400? As I said, super steel, titanium scales, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer, anodized backspacer, anodized pocket clip, anodized screws. Beautiful knife. This is one of those ones I'm going to leave up to you to decide. Is this something that you feel it's worth the $400 of your money with all that I've said? Is the BOHLER M390 steel that much more expensive to warrant the price? Is it that much better when it comes to maintaining an edge? Is it that much better when it comes to resisting rust? But cosmetically, in the hand, it's just an absolutely gorgeous knife. I'm gonna feel sad sending this one back. Now, I didn't want to say this in this video because I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on to this long enough to be able to compare. I recently found the clone of this this knife, and I ordered it. Now, can I hold on to this one long enough that I can compare both? I don't know. Hopefully I can. I mean, to be able to hold on to a $400 knife, you know, this knife needs to be, you know, sold to somebody. So hopefully I can, and I can compare it. I'll tell you more about that knife when it comes. Just an absolutely gorgeous knife. This is my two firsts. Never had a Reate even in my hands, and I never had a $400 knife to review. Now I've had more expensive knives in my hands at knife shows, but never to review. You know, I've gone to several knife shows where they got, you know, custom knives, $600, $1,000, $1,200, whatever. You know, nothing crazy, nothing like $5,000, nothing like that. Most of those you just see in a case. But as for review purposes, having something to check out, review, this is the most expensive knife I've ever had. And like I said, it's going to be really, really, really tough to send this one back. So, Let me know what you think. Do you have Reate knives? Are you a fan of their products? They have a lot of different knives. This is my first offering with that from them, and their knife is absolutely stunning. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm not up on the other ones. This is Horizon D. I know there's a C, you know, and there's also, I think, a carbon fiber version of this knife as well. I'm just know about this one, but I just think it's stunning. Can't say enough about it. Now, if it's as sharp as it is beautiful, this is just, I don't, the words don't, I can't come, the words don't come to me. And I know I'm dragging this video on. Just want to make sure you guys get a good look at it. Hopefully I can hold on to it long enough to compare both this one against the clone. So there you have it for its final shot. The Reate Horizon D, $399. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed the video.